Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nancy Creed, President of the Springfield Regional Chamber, and welcome to City Stage, a gem here in downtown. The Chamber is pleased to help present today's economic development update. When we first started these presentations I think 4 or 5 years ago, Mr. Mayor, we knew back then Springfield was on the cusp of something great. We knew the city had projects coming online, some in the pipeline, but it also had dreams, a lot of what ifs. What if the anchor businesses expanded and grew jobs? What if there was the largest eco-dev project the city has ever seen? What if Union Station reopened? We had a cultural district, a dining district. What if the universities and colleges expanded downtown? The city was dreaming big. But today, these dreams are reality. Today, the new Springfield is arriving. And there's been no greater champion to finding the answers to our what ifs, to helping us realize our dreams. There's no bigger champion here in the city of Springfield than my friend, Mayor Dominic Sarno.
Good afternoon, everyone, and to you and your families, happy Easter and happy Passover. Our dear friend Jay Ash, Secretary Ash, is on his way. It is the Final Four, and as you know, Jay Ash was a hoop player, and of course, Governor Baker was a hoop player, and they could post up pretty well. And I want to thank Secretary Ash, and especially Governor Charlie Baker, who has been a great friend to me, not only politically and professionally, but personally, and to the city of Springfield and Western Massachusetts. So, though he's not here yet, let's give them both a big round of applause. I'd also like to thank Nancy and the Chamber for continuing to work with us and continuing to flourish in the business community. And I want to thank each and every one of you that are in the seats or viewing this now for your continued belief and investment in the city of Springfield. You have been a partner and have been very, very generous when it comes to your philanthropic efforts, your economic development efforts, and the creation of a good four-letter word: jobs, jobs, and more jobs. Think back, not too long ago, this city was hit with a devastating EF3 tornado, a devastating freak nor'easter. And you would think at that time it'd be turn out the lights. The exact opposite has occurred, working all together in the resiliency of the citizens of Springfield and the business community. You look at Springfield now, and you see unprecedented heights in financial strength and stability, the highest bond ratings in the city's history. To TJ Plant, my CAFO, and his team, thank you. You look at education in our school system. Record increases have been occurred, whether in graduation, test scores, you name it. And that's a key to the business community as a farm system to make sure that our students are able to go on, whether to college or right into the workforce. Thank you, Superintendent Dan Warwick, and your team for your efforts. You look at public safety and the increases that we've done, the innovative programs, the C3 policing, to continue to knock down overall crime in the city of Springfield, which is very noticeable. We're being looked at not only around the state, but in the country. Same with our school system. Thank you, Commissioner John Barberi, and your team. Last but not least, the best nuts and bolts guy around. Where's Kevin Kennedy? Where are you, Kevin? Right there, Final Four. One of your teams make it or no? No. Okay, so you're out then. But he's in with me. Unprecedented heights in the city's history when it comes to economic development. So to Kevin Kennedy and his team, thank you very, very much. Quality of life issues. I know Pat Sullivan, the Wizard of Oz, is in the house, and many, many others, because we do, though there's many things going on in downtown, you're going to see here that we continue to do and enhance the quality of life in all our neighborhoods. I didn't do it alone. I did it with our city team, my chief of staff, Denise Jordan, but I did it with you. I did it with you, and I deeply appreciate that. So with that, welcome to the new Springfield, and put your hands together for Kevin Kennedy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Sarno. It's really a pleasure to work with a mayor that really knows something about economic development. You don't have to start with ground up. He understands before you start, and even after being mayor for 10 years, he's still got the best head of hair in the room, of any room he walks into. So he's been a pleasure to work with, so thank you, Mayor. Springfield's story is about recovery and resilience ever since the 2011 tornado. I'm reminded of my former bosses, Congressman Neal, talking about the national principle. When one part of the country gets hit with a disaster, the rest of the country comes to their aid. And that's really what happened here in Springfield. The federal government has been a big, big help. The state government, under two successive governors, both Governor Patrick and Governor Baker, have also been a great help. And they've really helped us move forward. So it's not like we've done it on our own. We've had a lot of assistance to do that. Now with Union Station opened and 67% leased, we really have a intermodal transportation center that is 21st century. While the building may look like it's historic, everything on the inside is 21st century for all the mechanicals. The Hartford line is going to be a true commuter line. It will be coming here in May of this year. It'll be bringing 2,000 more riders into the station on a daily basis, 12 trips a day to Hartford and on to New York City. The track rehab has been done from Connecticut all the way up to Vermont. New depots have been built in Holyoke, Northampton, and Greenfield. And Governor Baker has been talking about a July announcement for some new cars and some new engines, which would be a great, great boost to the region. MGM is going to open in September. Springfield handled the gaming question, I want to say, in one of the best transparent ways, or open, transparent competition that led to the selection of what I think is the very best gaming company in America, if not the world, in MGM. They truly have been an economic engine for us here in Springfield, and as a result of selecting them, it's really brought many, many other activities to Springfield. MGM would be open now, except for one little thing called the viaduct, which I'm sure you all have experienced in your travels up and down Route 91. But the good news is the viaduct did not create the chaos in Springfield that people talked about. And the better news is that it should be open by the end of the spring, definitely before the summer. Some of the changes that we're going to experience in Springfield are phenomenal, and you'll see this in the presentation. But right now, 17,000 people a day are coming through Union Station with the PVTA and Peter Pan bus lines there. An additional 2,000, as I mentioned previously, will be coming through once the Hartford line opens up in May of this year. And MGM is going to be bringing 10,000 people a day to Springfield once they open up in September. If you do that math, that's over 10 million people that'll be coming to Springfield on an annual basis. Those are phenomenal numbers. They are great business opportunities for a lot of people. The other thing that we're going to experience here on a regional basis that will be very, very beneficial, not just to Springfield. And again, the mayor and I have talked about if Springfield really is the capital of Western Mass, we should behave like that, and we should be good hosts, and we should be hospitable. And I think you're going to find that the entertainment options that you're going to see here in Springfield will be nothing short of phenomenal. I should point out, and Mike Mathis doesn't like this too much when I say it because he says these things all cost money, and my answer to that is, so what? But the idea of entertainment here, anybody that followed the Grammys, Bruno Mars cleaned up at the Grammys recently. Bruno Mars plays MGM Vegas. Lady Gaga plays Vegas. Cirque du Soleil plays Vegas. You know, these are things that I don't think are dreams anymore, although I'll leave it up to Mike to actually do that. The other thing that will happen here that's very important to everybody in the region, not just those of us here in Springfield. Our reputation hasn't been stellar, I guess, going through the turn of the century, but I think we've turned that around quite a bit. And one of the things that we will be doing, and Chief Commissioner John Barberi is sitting here, we will have new policing in the downtown starting this year, new police substation, 3 new police kiosks, 41 officers assigned on a full-time basis, cruisers, surveillance equipment. Everything will be completely new, and the best news is, for the neighborhoods, no longer when a call is made in the downtown will we have to take people away from the cops away from the neighborhood to come to the call in the downtown. So everything works really, really well, and it really will be a safe downtown, and everybody should realize that. China Railway Stock Rolling Corporation, 150 new jobs in East Springfield, maybe up to 300. They have enough business to keep going right now through the year 2025. This spring, they will start to deliver the cars to the red and the orange line for the MBTA, and those cars take 22 days each to build. That's a phenomenal achievement for us. The other good news is Smith & Wesson Industrial Park is full. The Indian Orchard Business Park is full. Springfield is Eversource's largest solar installation in the state of Massachusetts. We have 12 megawatts of solar power here. And as the mayor mentioned, the crime rate is down, the dropout rate is down, and the graduation rate is up. So join with me now as we march down towards Springfield. Thank you. That's a very nice round of applause, and I should point out that was produced by Focus Springfield. We have a number of transformative projects here in Springfield. Union Station was completed at a project cost of $94 million. It was opened in June of 2017. As most of you know, PVTA, Peter Pan, Greyhound, Amtrak, and soon Connecticut Rail are there. We also have tenants like Dietz & Company, Peter Pan's corporate office, and a number of smaller retail operations in the station. The amazing world of Dr. Seuss is something that nobody else in the world has. A $7 million project opened in June of 2017, the only museum devoted specifically to Springfield native Ted Geisel, AKA Dr. Seuss. Attendance was double that of the attendance during 2016. Visitors have come from every state in America and 17 countries worldwide, and Massachusetts visitation has risen 37%. Besides the free admission for Springfield residents, we've been covered in a whole range of publications, the Boston Globe, Mass Live, Reader's Digest, Washington Post, and we need to give a great hand to our president of the Museums Association and the Board of Trustees. Kay Simpson and her board have done a great job. The other item we have here that nobody else has is the International Basketball Hall of Fame. They are in the process now of a $30 million upgrade. The goal is to update and refurbish the museum with new interactive displays. That picture that you just looked at is what it looks like now, and the picture up on the screen is what it's going to look like when it's completed on the inside. Mass Mutual, a legacy company, comes through for Springfield all the time. Founded in 1851, their recent announcement of relocating 1,500 employees to their Springfield headquarters is major for Springfield. That'll bring their workforce to over 4,500 employees. Mass Mutual will also spend $300 million in Massachusetts, $50 million of which will be here in Springfield. And I should point out the fact that they are going to create 500 to 1,000 jobs in Boston is very good for Springfield when one of your hometown companies has a footprint in the state capital. CRRC, China Railway Rolling Stock Corporation, is a 220,000 square foot factory built at a cost of $95 million, 150 production jobs, and as I mentioned previously, cars will be delivered to the MBTA for the red and the orange line starting this spring. Big Y, another legacy company, recently announced a $40 million project with 232,000 square foot expansion of their distribution center. It'll service all of Big Y's supermarkets and add 32 full-time jobs. Before I ask Mike Mathers, president of MGM Springfield, to take the stage, let me reintroduce you to MGM. MGM President Michael Mathis.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Mayor, Kevin, really excited to be part of this. I've been here 3 or 4 of these in a row, and I know I did a dress rehearsal yesterday, and many of you are probably doing the same thing I did, which is, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It's just a tremendous amount of activity in the city, and we're so proud to be a part of it. The commercial you just saw is part of our Welcome to the Show campaign, and we launched that back in the beginning of March as part of the Oscars. It's a worldwide campaign, and we're so excited to introduce our company to the world, all the exciting things we do, and most proud will be adding MGM Springfield to that portfolio of wonderful brands. I want to show you a little bit of an activity pipeline of what's going on. I know now that we're inside the building, things have gotten a little bit quiet, and that's by design as we ramp up some of our announcements and our work. But as you can see, back in the beginning of this year, we moved into our garage, and for construction workers and some of our employees. We opened our dealer school, welcoming people into the business. We're right now in the middle of moving in our slot machines, which is an exciting part of the project. We can start to see the floor take shape. And then right on to mass hiring and mass onboarding, which is when you start to see the people really get into the building, and we're going to be 3,000 strong. So incredibly exciting. I know many of you were hoping for an announcement on the opening date. Not happening today, but to come, I promise. A little bit about the construction. I want to just show you, it's pretty remarkable what we've done. This is a photo a year ago, essentially. And within a year span, call it 15 months, within a year span, that's what we've done out on the site. Really took weather out of play this season, which is part of the brilliance of our construction team. 2-mile winters certainly helped, and then this winter we were basically indoors. So we were really comfortable about our opening date and excited to deliver this project on time. You've seen some of these images, but this is our Main Street hotel. Really beautiful, beautiful facade, one of the best in our industry. And we went our way to make sure it felt like a neighborhood building. It matches some of the facades you see across the street. That was really painstakingly done with design, and it's a beautiful combination of contemporary and historic. These are our trusses out on the Armory Plaza. And those trusses represent, I'm looking at Wayne Fanoff, the old drill shed building that came off of the Armory building. So a really great architectural feature. It's going to anchor our outdoor plaza. And this is the old 73 State Street building, which is now the home of our South End Market. Some of you remember when there were steel beams supporting that facade. We performed what we call in the industry a facadectomy. Took the back part of that building off, left the front facade on, and continued this really gorgeous building. So really paying respect to what's a beautiful architecture downtown is so exciting for us. I'm going to show you a quick video of one of the gentlemen that worked on the site, helping to provide the construction and materials, and one of our local contractors that we're really proud of.
I was actually ecstatic from the beginning, just because I understand that, you know, an investment of $1 billion into a gateway city like Springfield is absolutely huge. I'm born and raised here, lived here, you know, for the majority of my life, and really am ecstatic and passionate about what's happening here in Springfield. And as we thought, you know, just with this company coming in, it's attracted even other businesses and also other economic development into the city that I think is really helping it grow into the city that it really can become. We're pretty big on operating with people that are local, and obviously a diverse community, which is kind of the same makeup as the entire city. Obviously adding 3,000 jobs to the area, thousands and thousands of jobs in this area is huge. Obviously a challenge here in this area prior to the casino coming in this direction was, where are people going to be employed? Where are individuals going to be in a position to feed their families? And obviously now this is a huge economic, I would say, springboard for us here. With our company being actually a women-owned business as well, my stepmother is a family business as well, and I'm actually a veteran myself. I was in the Army National Guard some years ago while I was in college as well, and also just the fact that we're a minority business. I think that's been a great thing for us here, because literally MGM has held our hand and really walked us through the entire process. They've been extremely helpful from beginning to end. I think that whatever level you are within the community, or class as people would say, you need to just work together and then put yourselves all in a better place.
Do me a favor, give me a quick round of applause for everybody who's worked on the project. I saw the Fontaine brothers here, David Fontaine and Dave Fontaine Jr., and there's countless stories like that, so incredibly proud. I'm going to do a fun little exercise. When I walk the site, one of the things I like to do is to make sure that the actual construction looks like the renderings that we showed Kevin and the mayor. So between those two photos, top left and bottom right, which one is the rendering, which one is the artist depiction, and which one is the actual build-out? Which one? Go ahead. Let's show it. It's pretty amazing, right? I love the bewilderment, because that's what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to be drawing stuff that we're going to build, and you can't tell the difference. Same here. Go ahead. We can. do the reveal. So pretty amazing. A couple of announcements, and then I'm going to talk about the team. So really, we were proud to announce Calmare, which is a Michael Mina restaurant, world-renowned chef. We're bringing world-renowned chefs to downtown Springfield. So excited. This is going to be an Italian coastal concept right on Main Street. Our other concept is a steakhouse that we're operating ourselves. It's in the old Union Chandler building, thus the Chandler Steakhouse. And our executive chef is going to be Megan Gill, who, for those of you that watch the Food Network, was the winner of the 14th season of Hell's Kitchen. Phenomenal talent, and we're bringing her downtown. A couple of retail announcements. Topgolf, this is the only one I got a phone call from Kevin on. I was like, that's the one you're going to ring me about? But this is it's great for, I'm a golfer, and in the winter it gets tough. So we've got 3 indoor suites, bar. It's going to be fun. We're going to bring a lot of new people to the game, and just a lot of diverse entertainment downtown. The one that we announced last week was incredibly exciting and close to my heart just because of the history of Indian Motorcycle. We're bringing their first boutique apparel store downtown. As many of you know, the Indian Motorcycle was founded in downtown, and I was told it was, instead of motorcycle, it was actually Motocycle. Is that right, Wayne? So we're going to take a look at that, but that's some of the cool history of that brand. And I'm going to close with an introduction of the team. And real quick, anybody on my Springfield team, can you give me a little shout out? Yeah. 2 years ago, if I would have done that, it would have been crickets. So we're building the team quick, and it's pretty amazing. This is the team. I'm not going to introduce all of them. They'll be at the reception. Please say hello. But it represents a really diverse group of people, local, from outside the market, folks that are in the industry, outside the industry, and so proud to lead them on this great effort. Want to briefly talk about Dealer School. We just launched Dealer School. Incredibly exciting. Encourage anybody who has an interest in Dealer School to please come by. We also have announced recently a scholarship program. So we want to get as many people into Dealer School as we can. It's one of the funnest jobs in our business. And I'm going to close with what I think of as the faces of the new Springfield. These are individuals that are living downtown in market rate housing. They're living the work, live, play motto that we promised you, Mayor. And some of the, they are going to the local restaurants. They're walking their dogs up and down Main Street. They're hanging out as a community. Some are in the market. Some came back from outside the market, and just really proud to see their faces and to literally transform the downtown employee by employee. So with that, I thank you all and appreciate your attention.
One of the things that was interesting, by the way, about Mike's talk, I told him 5 to 8 minutes, and he actually stayed within the 5 to 8 minutes. Thank you. And Secretary Ash has just arrived. Thank you, Jay. Let's go to the downtown enhancements part of the program. Tourism is going to be a big change in downtown Springfield. We talked about, in my remarks, we talked about all the different people coming through Union Station and also MGM. Well, the fact of the matter is, all those people, 19,000 people and additional 10,000 at MGM, that's $10.5 million, 10.5 million people a year, which is equivalent to the population of Springfield visiting each week. Each week, 3 times the number of people who attended the Super Bowl. Think about that. Those are big numbers. The Main Street refresh is something that we had to do something. The mayor was very generous about that, and this is also in partnership with MGM. We are looking at upgrading all of downtown Springfield based on the fact that we've been doing all kinds of construction here for the last 3 or 4 years. We'll be repaving Main Street, most of the side streets off of Main Street. Will also be new landscaping and site improvements along the way. All the crosswalk, sidewalk improvements, including street trees and new tree wells. Something really big with the Department of Public Works, new modernized trash receptacles. Main Street refresh, think about that underpass. What if it looked like that? That is something that people have been talking to both the mayor and I about, upgrade those overpasses. Based on the tremendous influx of additional people into downtown Springfield, Starting this year, we're undertaking numerous new initiatives that I'm going to talk about next. Police kiosks. I mentioned in my remarks that the policing in downtown is going to change dramatically. A new kiosk on the corner of Main Street and Taylor Street, Main Street and Morris Street. There'll be a new one down at kiosk at Riverfront Park. Also, I'll mention later, Riverfront Park will be in redevelopment. There'll be a new police station, a 2,000 square foot police station right next to Pynchon Park. This additional police presence will also be located in a new bid welcome center at the corner of Main Street and Bruce Landon Way. So we will be a very, very safe city. That's what the kiosks will look like on the right-hand side. And again, I mentioned in my remarks that the neighborhoods will be safer because no longer will police have to come to answer a call in the downtown from the neighborhoods. Pedestrian Wayfinding is coming to downtown Springfield also. It's a project that's funded through public health grant through the Springfield Department of Health and Human Services. The designer is Applied Wayfinding. They've designed systems for Cleveland, Vancouver, and London. We will have 51 two-sided signs throughout the downtown. In order to give you an idea of the scale of the signs, if you remember the past Winter Olympics, on the left is 5'3" Chloe Kim. She won a gold medal in snowboarding. On the right is 2016 Basketball Hall of Fame inductee Yao Ming. He's 7'6". So draw your own conclusions as to how big the signs will be. These are some of the locations that you'll be able to spot them at. Regional bike share program is coming to Springfield called Valley Bike. It's a partnership with Springfield, Holyoke, Northampton, Amherst, and South Hadley. There'll be 14 stations in the downtown with 140 electric assist bikes. It'll be starting this July. We're also have created a downtown dining district. It's a new fund that will supplement our longtime anchors like Theodore's, the Fort, Adolfo's, and the newly opened Artie Pasta. It's a $1.5 million loan fund for full-service restaurants. The Paramount Theater, it was just recently publicized in the newspaper. This is something that's critical and important to downtown. Herbie Flores and his team are undertaking a $41 million renovation. We're currently closing on a loan to do the roof. The project will include preservation and reuse of the theater, and it will also include development of a new boutique hotel. 31 Elm is a $45 million project that's proposed with 60 residential units and 35,000 square feet of commercial space. The development partners are Opal Development and Wynn Residential, and some of you may have noticed some new uplighting that the SRA has added to the facade of the building that fronts Court Square. The implementation blueprint. The implementation blueprint is a long-imagined strategy that seeks to create new opportunities for economic development, radiating out from MGM's nearly $1 billion investment. We will be making more announcements about this plan in the coming weeks. Our downtown parks, 3 of them. Riverfront Park is being renovated at a cost of $2.5 million. The construction will be starting next week. The improvements of regrading the park, new event lighting, new lawn area for events. The improvements are also going to include the location of our 9/11 memorial. That will be done at a project cost of $300,000, and it's being led by Judy Matt and the Spirit of Springfield. The design is going to integrate a salvage piece of steel from the Twin Towers. It'll be a very, very interesting piece that will sit on the riverfront, and it'll be illuminated in the evening and create certain shadows. It's a very, very attractive piece. Pynchon Park, thanks to our friend Jay Ash, he gave us a $3.5 million MassWorks grant. It'll be a full redesign of Pynchon Park to bring back the connection between downtown and the quadrangle. We've selected Copley Wolf Design Group from Boston, and the starting date will be this fall. Stern Square is a $1.8 million project. It'll be a full renovation of Stern Square and Duryea Way, right in the heart of our dining district, new landscaping, pavement, and for the first time, we're going to be adding sidewalk bump outs to accommodate outside dining. The start date is this spring. The innovation cultural economy. The arts and cultural are a thriving and growing economic engine for Springfield. It represents a $50 million economic impact supporting 1,800 jobs. In the last 2 years, we've added 30 public art installations in the downtown. Thanks to Gifford Locke and artist Kim Carlino for participating in this ongoing public art initiative, and the picture is on the right. Thank you, Springfield Thunderbirds, attracted the 2019 AHL All-Star Game. It'll be here next January 27th and 28th, and through new marketing efforts, the Thunderbirds have substantially increased their attendance numbers. They've hosted dozens of promotional events, including David Ortiz Night this past November. The Innovation Center, finally back on track. $6 million project opening in this year. It'll be home to Valley Venture Mentors. It's a partnership with Mass Development, who has been a great friend of Springfield and developed Springfield. And Mass Mutual, as usual, has been a major contributor. Our Transformative development initiative is something that's been very important and also done with a partnership with Mass Development. We've had a successful 3-year term, and we have an application in to extend the term for another 3 years, and we're hoping that Secretary Ash sees fit to extend that. This is something that was very important to us here in Springfield. Interrise is a nationally known small business education program brought to Springfield through a collaboration with the city, the Association of Black Business Professionals, and the Springfield Regional Chamber. The first class graduates this June, and we're going to be bringing more and more into the next class in the fall. Tech Foundry is an IT workforce development and training program. And over the past few years, 200 students, and 50 of whom are from Springfield, have graduated. In addition to that, they are partners with the Springfield Public Schools, Baystate Health System, Smith & Wesson, M&M Consulting, and also Tech Spring. One of our staples, Baystate Health System, has partnered with UMass Medical School. They've created a Baystate campus with 6,300 square feet. The classrooms are connected by microphone and camera to the Worcester campus, and 22 students have been admitted. In addition to the medical school, they have renovated the Baystate Pediatrics unit. It's a state-of-the-art pediatric procedures unit with outpatient treatment and care to pediatric patients. One of the most pleasantly shocking things that have happened in downtown Springfield, many of you have never thought that we could do this, but we are doing this. First off, thanks to Related, we have a $40 million renovation of Chestnut Park Towers, 489 units located within 4 buildings. In the pictures on the right, you'll see before and after of the interiors that will be renovated, and the room that currently is, and here's the new room. In addition, Indian Motorcycle in Mason Square will be in renovation this year. $20 million projects, 60 new residential units. Remediation efforts are currently underway. Silverbrick Square, total project cost of $11 million, a renovation of our historic YMCA building, 99 existing units and 15 new units, market rate housing. Another market rate housing project is the Willys Overland building, $9 million renovation, proposed 60 market rate units, and it's currently in the planning phase. There are a few replicas of this building across the country, one notable one in downtown Detroit that's been converted into luxury condominiums. Other citywide projects that we're really proud of, many of these projects are a result of the tornado of 2011. The South End Community Center was rebuilt, or a new building was built at Emerson White Playground for $10.3 million. It opened last September. In addition, the Raymond Jordan Senior Center, a $12.5 million project, was opened this past February. It's adjacent to Blunt Park. East Forest Park Library will be built at a cost of $8.5 million. It'll be located at Mary Dryden Veterans Memorial School. It's currently in development design. Our central library, renovation for $3.5 million. It's a Carnegie building. Reconstruction of the front marble stairs and a new rear entrance for handicapped accessibility. Our Brightwood Lincoln Elementary School is at a cost of $80 million. They're proposed to replace the existing Brightwood and Lincoln Elementary Schools. It'll be located adjacent to the Chestnut Middle School in Springfield on Plainfield Street. Our school graduation rates, we mentioned these earlier. This is something that people didn't think could happen in Springfield also. Our four-year graduation rate is up 20%. Our dropout rate is down 10%. Thank you, John. Pope Francis High School, formerly Cathedral High School, was destroyed in the tornado. It's a total project cost of $54.4 million. It will be built to accommodate 500 students, and it'll be open this fall. Educare Springfield, this is something brand new to Springfield, a $13 million project, a 27,000 square foot state-of-the-art building in the Old Hill neighborhood. It's a joint partnership between Holyoke, Chicopee, Springfield Head Start, the Davis Foundation, and Springfield College. The next few projects will show how Springfield is supporting and encouraging healthy and green initiatives across the city. The Go Fresh Mobile Market is a farmer's market that comes to you. It's currently servicing 11 of our 17 neighborhoods. As I mentioned in my remarks, we are home to Eversource's largest installation in Massachusetts, almost 12 megawatts of power that can power up to nearly 2,000 homes. The Chapman Valve property, 38 acres of formerly contaminated landfill property, an RFP has been awarded to Roger Roberge and Company, who some of you may know have renovated some of our fire stations here in Springfield. It will include solar, self-storage, and a small farming operation. Our CDBG Small Business Storefront program is a $300,000 commitment. It targets property and business owners and awards up to $15,000. CubeSmart, $7.7 million in our former Performance Food Group building on State Street, state-of-the-art security, including cameras inside and outside, and climate control facility. It'll be completed next month. Palmer Renewable Energy will be in construction this year, a $145 million project, 210 construction jobs with 60 full-time positions. And they probably don't want me to say it, but almost $1 million of tax money. Other citywide projects, as we're coming to the conclusion of our presentation, the DPW is very proud of what they do here in Springfield. There'll be $35.5 million of construction projects citywide. The X, Roosevelt Avenue, Island Pond, Six Corners Roundabout, Central Street realignment. They're also very proud of the fact that they do 7 miles of new pavement this year and 6 miles of new sidewalks. Recently completed, this is Wasson and North Main Street. And this is Wasson and North Main Street with the new signalized intersection that anybody that has gone through there is very, very happy. That, folks, is the new Springfield. And here's the number that we always talk about. Total development investment since the tornado, $3.76 billion. I hope that you've enjoyed learning about some of our latest projects. Based on what we've presented, this new number is $453 million up since our last presentation in November of 2016. Let me now welcome to the stage the Secretary of Housing and Urban and Economic Development for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Mr. Jay Ash, truly a great friend of Springfield.
Thank you, everyone. It's great to be here with you. Mayor, I hope you have a job for me, because after the governor hears that I got credit for Pynchon Park, so the governor plays this little game with me. He goes around the Commonwealth, and he has, Kevin, you were very kind to recognize me for delivering a grant for Pynchon Park, but it's really I'm delivering the message from the governor. So the governor plays this little game with me. He says, Jay, everywhere I go, I hear great things about you. I say to him, Governor, give me another $100 million to give out in grant money. You'll hear even better things about me. So this is evidence of that. Wow, Mayor, congratulations. And I know the mayor would say, community, congratulations. I know how many people have contributed to so much here, and I have to tell you that I'm very impressed, so impressed that I couldn't wait to get out here. I apologize for being late. I have an excuse, though. I was before the Economic Development Committee, the Joint Committee on Economic Development, on our first hearing on our new economic development bill that the governor announced here in Springfield a couple of weeks ago. The committee chairs are Senator Eric Lesser and Senator Joe Wagner. So if two Western Mass guys kept me in Boston for a little bit longer than I should have been, pampered me with questions, I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay for that. So it's great to be out here. It's great to congratulate all of you. It is really remarkable. I'm a former city manager, so I managed my native Chelsea for 14 years, and I was very proud of everything that went on there. For 14 years, I did 33 projects, and nearly, just a number that I bragged about in Chelsea, and people patted me on the back, and nearly $750 million. Mayor, you make me look small. I can post you up anytime. My back still hurts. Kevin knows what I'm talking about, too. My back still hurts from the last time I tried to post you up. A little rabbit punch. So, all kidding aside, the reason for me to be here and the reason for the governor to select Springfield as the venue to announce our next economic development bill is because of all that is happening here. You see, when you think about announcing a $600 million economic development bill, what you like to do is you like to announce it in a place that's happening and a place that can benefit from what's going forward. Clearly, what you saw here is what's happening. And again, I congratulate everyone for pulling this all together. But the thing that Springfield is known for is not only making things happen, but having a great vision for what the possibilities are in the future. So when the governor thought about where is an appropriate place to talk about more MassWorks money so that the Pynchon Park projects and other projects that involve public infrastructure can take place, he said Springfield's the right place. When he thought about a place where money around innovation and around workforce should be directed, he thought about Springfield and all the things that are happening out here. There's a reason why we're here, and that's because you continue to impress us. So what you should know is that we're very grateful to be part of what you all are accomplishing. But it's a part. You're the leaders. We're in the back end of the train. We support the vision that's been laid out by the mayor, by people in the room. I see my good friend Rick Sullivan here and others that have been working hard on this. Great to see a couple of my friends and reps here, Bud Williams and Brian Ash. There's probably other elected officials here that I should recognize, but I can't see you with this bright light on me. We are prepared to support the vision that you have. And the governor has filed with the legislature, and your two legislative chairpersons who are most responsible for getting the bill through are hearing that bill right now. A historic 2.5 weeks after we filed it, we have a hearing on it. That's how important this bill is to everybody. We're prepared to continue to contribute to what you are doing because what you are doing is exactly what should be done. I've had the opportunity to tour lots of places. To the MGM folks, Mike and everyone else, congratulations. I got to tour your facility last week. It's great that you are teaching people how to deal. I'm personally looking forward to the classes where you teach me how to win. But seeing the investment that you are making, not only in your facility, but opening up to the downtown. I have to tell you, Mike might be a little bit embarrassed if I say this, but I've had 4 or 5 or 6 conversations over the last year about what's going on, and never once has it been, Jay, we need this for MGM. it's been, Jay, we're thinking about how MGM can affect the mayor's vision for Springfield, and how Springfield can continue to be the leader of what happens to the regional economy. That's why we're here, because you think about others. You're not only doing well by yourself, Mayor. You're not only doing well by every resident here in Springfield, but you're thinking about the region as well. That's a credit to places like MGM, and it's a credit to leaders like the mayor. You know, we're excited about longtime partners here, you know, Baystate, and Mike Knappich, who's a former member of our staff, who's over at Baystate now, and I got to get something out of that trade, Mike. That there's got to be something, better health services for me or something would be great, but longevity in life would be great. But we're excited about people that have been here for a long time. I tell you, you know, I grew up on the eastern side of the state. Just seeing pictures of the Greenland cars that are being made here, can't wait for them to come east. You know, what's happening in your factories, what's happening in places around tourism, what's happening in healthcare industries and around education, allowing us to partner with you on all the innovation that we're bringing to Massachusetts is really important. But what's happening here in the community and what's happening with leadership in your community really is saying volumes about who you are and who we can all be collectively as a Commonwealth. So I wanted to rush out here, Mayor and everybody else, to congratulate you on everything you've accomplished. Know that you have several big partners that you can call on in Boston, either me or the governor specifically. Lieutenant Governor, we lift her up every now and then. You have several big partners to be able to call upon. I'm pleased to join my partners in government like Mass Development. We saw up on the screen, Kevin, you mentioned Mass Development several times. I get to chair Mass Development. The governor gets to fund Mass Development. It's great to have Mass Development making the commitment that's made here. When you talk about the housing pieces, I think about DHCD, Department of Housing and Community Development, and the participation in Chestnut and Maple and other projects that have taken place here. Know that we have the resources that are available because of the legislative relationships that the governor has. Know that we have the ability to serve you with great people like Richard Henderson. I see others from Mass Development that are here. Know that we believe in you, and because we believe in you, we want to be here again and again and again. So, Mayor, congratulations. I'm sorry I don't have a check for you today, but I owe you one. So we'll have another check coming. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Jay, I knew you were chairman of Mass Development, so. As you've seen this afternoon, Springfield has never looked better or more vibrant. Whether it's investment in our downtown to support a growing workforce, tourism, or residential opportunities, make no mistake, the new Springfield has arrived. Let me close by thanking Mayor Sarno for his support, Jay Ash for your money, thank you very much. I should also thank my staff that did quite a bit here, and they're some are up in the booth, some are here. Brian Connors, Phil Dromey, Scott Hansen, and Jason Manor around here somewhere. The City Stage folks, you've been a great host. You're always a great host. Springfield Redevelopment Authority that has played such an integral role in what has happened here in Springfield. And also the Chamber. You've been a great partner. When the mayor and I first started down this road a number of years ago, we were looking for partners, and the Springfield Chamber has been a great partner, along with the BID, the SPA, and numerous other groups here in Springfield. So with that in mind, let me close with a replay of the Focus Springfield video, and also say that there will be a reception out in the outer area immediately afterwards. So thank you very, very much.